hope you are doing well, dear viewers of Burundi National Television. Thank you for joining our programs. It's time for English News edition. On the presentation, you are alongside I, Evariste Nyanguru. Straight to the headlines. Leaders are called on to lead by example in the implementation of development initiatives. This piece of advice was provided by the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, during the official ceremony for the introduction of the newly appointed administrator of Matongo Commune. It is in Butanyerera, the northern province. A heavy rainstorm with strong winds caused significant damage in the city of Bujumbura on Tuesday. Several schools were destroyed, including Nikinama, where hundreds of children are currently unable to attend classes. Welcome again. This news edition details. The Burundian head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, has called on the leaders to lead by example in the implementation of development initiatives. He made this appeal during the official ceremony for the introduction of the newly appointed administrator of Matongo Commune, Mrs. Jamjeri Kanyana, held this Wednesday. We owe this element to Pasikazi Hatungimana, but translated by our colleague Fabien Yonesigi.
Ceremonies of presenting the new administrator of Matongo Commune to the population have been held at the playground located at Kivu Mohil under the chairmanship of the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye. In his welcoming speech, the governor of Butanyerera province, Victor Segasabo, has indicated that the residents of that province are working hard to achieve the development vision of the country, starting by their respective families. He thanked the head of state for the visit he made in the province. He symbolizes this as a good example to decentralize the administration to the communities. In his speech, the head of state, Evariste Ndayishimiye, congratulated the population of Matongo Commune for the good initiative to gather lands in order to increase the productivity. Evariste Ndayishimiye reminded that Burundi is a gift of God. He invited the population to take example from the ancestors because they were guided with unity, love, solidarity, and loved their country. He invited the population to remain the same motto to raise the country's development. President Evariste Ndayishimiye invited the leaders to be good example. As a parent, a leader is expected to be always near the population, helping the population. He added, Kanyana Janvier, the administrator of Matongo Commune, has engaged in front of President Evariste Ndayishimiye to be always courageous and skillful, and together with the population, they will reach the sustainable development of the country. The President of the Republic congratulated her, and he accepted to give a support of 1,000 bags of cement to contribute to the construction of communal office under construction.
Great, we keep on our edition. One of the factors that contributed to the delay in the construction of the new headquarters of the Central Bank of the Republic of Burundi, BRB, which began in 2019, was the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. This was stated on Wednesday by the Vice President of the Republic of Burundi, Prosper Bazombanza, following a visit to the construction site to assess the progress of the work. He also indicated that the completion rate currently stands at around 65%, while expressing his satisfaction with the ongoing progress of the project. Jackson Irakoze was present on the ground where the construction activities are underway.
The new headquarters of the Bank of the Republic of Burundi, BRB, is currently under construction on Boulevard de la Liberté in the city of Bujumbura. The building will have 9 floors above ground and 2 basement levels, which will be used as parking areas. This infrastructure has been under construction by the Arab company AMA Construction since 2019. The Vice President of the Republic, Prosper Bazombanza, visited the site to assess the progress of the work. he inspected the building from the ground floor to the top floor. BRB engineers in charge of monitoring the construction, along with representatives of the construction company, presented the progress and explained the architectural concept of the building, which was designed according to modern standards used for central bank headquarters. At the end of his visit, the vice president stated that the work had reached a satisfactory level. Regarding the Direni construction, which began in 2019 and was initially scheduled for completion in 2023, the vice president explained some of the reasons that caused
The Senate suggested that the government should address the real needs of population while taking into account the available resources. For the full story, Jivan Ndayishimiye.
At the closing of the Philatron of development projects aligned with the state budget planning system known as the program-based budget, Pascal Philomène Ndimira, an economist and a university lecturer, emphasized that officials at all levels should analyze government projects before execution, during implementation and after completion to ensure they are consistent with the country's development goals. Daniel Giras Ndabirabe, Speaker of the National Assembly, stated that to achieve the country's vision, actions should take precedence over financing. He urged leaders to refrain from pursuing personal interest and to prioritize the common good instead. Meanwhile, Gervendra Kovicha, Speaker of the Senate, said that government actions must address the real needs of the population while taking into account the development plans of the 119 former communes, while closely monitoring public contracts that have been awarded but not yet executed to prevent the country from facing a financial deadlock. The MPs and the senators suggested that training sessions should also be organized for communal administrators on project planning according to available resources, that they evaluate the implementation of this project, that the digitalization of public finances be accelerated from the national to the communal level, among other recommendations.
Thank you very much, Jiva Ndayishimiye. The leader sector in Burundi is expected to significantly contribute to youth employment creation and to the increase of the country's fiscal revenues. These were the remarks of Christine Niragila, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry responsible for Trade and Industry, during a workshop organized by the Ministry in collaboration with the African Leather and Leather Products Institute. The aim of the workshop was to develop a national value chain strategy for the leather sector in order to promote its growth and competitiveness. Made this appeal on Wednesday following a field visit to the Rusaka zone, Nyabihanga commune, where a tea farmer was caught uprooting his tea plants. Jivan Ndayishimiye once more.
This visit was carried out by the agronomic director of the Burundi Tea Office, Otebe, Gabriel Nahimana, accompanied by the administrator of Nyabihanga commune in the Gitega province on Rusaka Hill and Zone. They went there after knowing that a farmer had uprooted a tea field. According to testimonies collected on site, the farmer fled as soon as he was spotted. Gabriel Nahimana reminded that tea is a national asset and that those who uproot plantations, refuse to cultivate them, or neglect their maintenance are harming the country's economy. He therefore called on local authorities and agricultural officials at all levels to report and sanction such acts. As for the farmers, they were urged to value tea cultivation instead of destroying it. For her part, the administrator of Nyabihanga commune, Marishantare Niyonzima, stated that strict measures will be taken against citizens who neglect tea farming. Their tea fields will be assigned to cooperatives capable of maintaining them. Considering the increasing destruction of plantations in several regions of the country, with over 74 hectares already uprooted, the Burundi Tea Office Otebe, in collaboration with the Ministries of Trade and Interior, has issued letters calling on local authorities and the security forces to take firm action against these acts that endanger the national economy.
From Mwalo to Gitega, the political capital city of the country, tableware and the kitchen utensils that were once imported are now being produced locally by an association of young graduates from the Polytechnic University of Gitega. These young people transform clay and laterite stones to create these items. They spoke with our editorial team in Gitega and expressed their desire for support to increase their production, particularly to start making tiles as well, still using local materials. They hope that this initiative will help reduce the foreign currency spent on importing such products. For more details, Emma Gloria Ishim.
This is an association of young Burundians for development that has specialized in the production of ceramic items. These young people are graduates of the Polytechnic University of Gitega. The factory is located in Tangoma, near the Polytechnic University of Gitega. There, they manufacture all kinds of ceramic products: pots, bowls, cups, and vases, to name just a few. The list also includes tiles, all produced using locally made machines and materials sourced within Burundi. Mr. Irankunda, the legal representative of the association, told us that their goal is to innovate based on the knowledge they acquired at the Polytechnic University of Gitega and to contribute to reducing imports while enhancing the country's image. Among the challenges they face are the lack of a tile pressing machine, estimated to cost 70 million Burundian francs, and an electric kiln capable of reaching 900 degrees, estimated at 165 million Burundian francs.
As I said, thus far in top stories, a heavy rainstorm with strong winds caused significant damage in the city of Bujumbura on Tuesday. Several schools were destroyed, including in Kinama, where hundreds of children are currently unable to attend the classes, including a tower damage installed at the Interbank Burundi Ibebe branch in Kamenge. Marius Muhigwe.
At Burundi Interbank Agency in Kamenge, an equipment that served as a connection hub for the northern branches was damaged by strong winds. It caused damage to a service facility and a residential house. The director in charge of risk management at Interbank Burundi visited the site to assess the damage and speak with those responsible for the affected infrastructures. Bank experts were also expected on site. In Kinama zone, school buildings were also affected by the violent winds. At the Ekofo Kinama 3 Saint Famille, 4 classrooms are no longer operational. The school principal stated that the students would stay at home until further notice and appealed for assistance to restore the situation. Other rooftops were torn off by the wind at St. Andre's School, located within the grounds of St. Famille Parish in Kinama. 7 classrooms were affected, as well as additional structures near Nelson Mandela Kindergarten. In the same area, a rooftop was blown into another house, and the owner of the house said he didn't know where the roofing came from. This incident occurred in Gitega neighborhood, 12th Avenue.
Great. It's but here we wrap up our today's news edition. But you can keep on watching our news via Facebook.